Thank you all for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Shop with me, your host, Daryl D. Lane, as always, where I get the chance to talk about everything that I normally don't get to talk about on my regular sports podcast, Barbershop Sports Talk, which you guys can all find on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iRadio, SoundCloud, the whole 9 yards. And then there, thank you everybody who's tuning in via Facebook Live, YouTube live stream, and Twitter/Periscope. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check on the descriptions below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Had a great pod with my guy Kenny Sims, scouting expert for some sports, and we recap everything that went down for Week 9 of NFL action. You can check on the timestamps if you're at Spotify. It'll click right to that. Got a lot to talk about today. Going to try to keep this short and sweet. So first, for Week 9 of NFL action, I'm going to give my teams that impressed me, my teams that unimpressed me. Teams that impressed me, Arizona Cardinals. They went on the road with a backup quarterback in Colt McCoy, beat the San Francisco 49ers 31-17, kind of shred a 49ers defense that you would, with guys like Nick Bosa and whatnot, would be a top 10 defense in the NFL. And they kind of shredded them without DeAndre Hopkins as well. DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, a top 5 wide receiver, arguably a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the NFL, and Kyler Murray. And they beat a team that's by 10 plus points. At one point, they were up 32-0 against the Dallas Cowboys, ended up being 32-16. Denver, a team that I think a lot of people have left for dead. They were 4-4. This is a big game for them in terms of keeping afloat in the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Chargers, as well as keeping afloat in the AFC that has a huge long jam with all the way to the 7th seed or the 5th seed, the 11th seed in the conference. So this was a big win for the Denver Broncos. They shredded a Cowboys team that a lot of people were saying was the best team in the NFL. So props to Denver. The Atlanta Falcons, North 22-8 in the fourth quarter against the Falcons. The Falcons found a way to get it done, though. Matt Ryan hits a huge bomb to Cordell Patterson, running back / wide receiver for the team. Also, they're without Calvin Ridley. God bless him. He's going through some mental health issues. They're without him. They're without Julio. They traded. So Matt Ryan, he's kind of undermanned. Kyle Pitts, their best weapon. He's a rookie, and they found a way to get it done. Props to the Falcons, particularly since I think a lot of people, including me, were leaving the Falcons left for dead. I didn't think the Falcons would be able to have much left. I thought they were going to be down the tank, and I thought they were going to be more like a 5 to 6 win team. Now it's looking like they have a chance to be a playoff team and be in the thick of things in the wild card. Also, teams that impressed me, the New England Patriots, they just keep on winning, keep on rolling. The defense is playing very well with Mac Jones. They had a string. They were just toying with the guy. It was sad to watch. Mac Jones, he's making all the right throws, just managing the game at the highest level. You have the Tennessee Titans without Derrick Henry, their best player. They dominate the LA Rams on national TV Sunday Night Football. You see the interior with guys like Jeffrey Simmons just dominating the Rams. A Rams offensive line that's pretty good. So props to the Titans for doing that. And they're looking like they're separating themselves from the AFC folks. Next, in terms of teams impressed, my Buffalo Bills. What did I say about the Buffalo Bills? The offensive line got their butts whipped by a very game Jacksonville Jaguars defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense, give them credit where credit is due. They dominated, lived in the backfield. Josh Allen to have the juke guys out, break tackle. He got rattled, started turning the ball over, throwing picks, fumbling it. Not a very good game for the Buffalo Bills at all. Very disappointing for a team that should be a Super Bowl contender, should be competing for the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they lose and have a dub like that, and they get dominated like that at the line of scrimmage. That's not a good look. Also, Josh Allen was a guy who was also odds-on favorite, betting favorite to be NFL MVP, and obviously this performance, I think, all but ends that discussion, at least for right now. The San Francisco 49ers talked about how it was impressive the Cardinals beat them. Very unimpressive about the Niners. You gifted a backup quarterback, Colt McCoy, with a team without their best receiver, and you lose? You lay an egg like that? I have a lot of respect for Kyle Shanahan. I love Kyle Shanahan, but you have to be better than that. Jimmy Garoppolo was okay, but the defense, and I know Robert Saleh, who was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers the last few years, he's gone. He's now with the New York Jets. I don't know if that's the issue, but this defense is the same. This defense used to be special, ferocious. It's not the same anymore. And for the Cardinals just to dice them up like that, it was sad to see. When we talk about teams unimpressive, the Cincinnati Bengals, 41-16 to the Browns. That just can't happen for the Bengals. If you want to be a team that's a playoff contender, you can't do that to a Browns team that was reeling right. You can't have that happen. Joe Burrow, I love how aggressive Joe Burrow is with throws down the field, how aggressive he is with making plays, but he has a lot of stupid crap too. And you have to be able to take care of the football. We might have to see a little bit of junior year Joe Burrow before he changed his body, changed his mind, changed his game, and became this elite high. The Joe Burrow that was 16 touchdowns his first year at LSU and just managed the game. We might need to see a little bit more of that as opposed to this Joe Burrow run and gun. And that is up to the Cincinnati Bengals head coach. His name is escaping me right now, but it's up to him to do that. And in terms of other teams that unimpressed me, the Dallas Cowboys team, we were saying they were the best team in the NFL, having a big game of Cooper Rush against the Minnesota Vikings, throwing for over 300 yards, right? And then you lay it to the Broncos. That just should not happen. The Broncos should not be beating you by more than 10 points. It's a bad loss. It's a bad loss, and the Cowboys are better than that, and they're more talented than that. And Dak Prescott played like crap. And I know Dak Prescott was hurt. He was coming back. Maybe he was a little rusty, but it just can't happen all the way around. And the defense. People have been lauding the Dallas Cowboys defense. Parsons, Diggs, Trayvon Diggs. And so those are my teams that impressed me. I want to get to Odell Beckham. Reportedly, he's looking at teams to be a contender, teams to watch have been 49ers and Saints. That's been reported by Pro Football Talk. What Odell's looking for, right? He's looking for winning, he's looking for lifestyle, and he's looking for coaching. That's what he's looking for back play. And that kind of goes with winning, but those are things maybe he did not have in Cleveland. So I'm just going to give you a list of teams. So I'm going to start at number 10. Number 10, the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the least likely to happen. I couldn't see him living Cincinnati. Taylor, that's the guy's name, Zach Taylor. Couldn't see Zach Taylor, but him and Joe Burrow, you have him on the other side with Jamar Chase. I know he might not want to be out of Ohio, but this is the south side of Ohio, a little bit different. I think that could be pretty special. San Francisco 49ers, that is the 9th team I have on my list. Kyle Shanahan, still one of the best minds in all football. I think they could use a elite, true number 1 wide receiver. I think Deebo Samuel's really good, but Deebo Samuel's more like a gadget, a guy you scheme up in the short passing. He's not the deep threat that makes the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, Odell has a lot of respect for Tom Brady. Nice weather there. Defending Super Bowl champions. But I don't know if there's enough balls to go around there. No pun intended. At number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this would be a very interesting move. Henry Ruggs, prayers to him, and tragic woman, the tragedy with the woman who died, and I believe she blew up in flames with the DUI. But they're going to need a wide receiver. Got to get Derek Carr some weapons in there so Odell could. For there, also Vegas nightlife, nice city. At number 6, the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if Odell likes the cold. I don't know if he wants to be in Buffalo, but I think the Bills need another second true elite playmaker right next to Stephon Diggs to help Josh Allen out. I think Odell would be that in American contender for sure. At the Kansas City Chiefs, speed, more playmakers. That is the name of the game in Kansas City. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, special. I think that would be great for Odell to go to. He would be that third guy, which would be scary to think, because I still think Odell could be number 1 for a lot of teams. But then you have Tyreek, your number 1, Travis Kelce, your number 2, and Odell's your number 3. And then that moves McCole Hardman to your number 4. And I actually like McCole Hardman. At number 4, the New England Patriots. I don't know if he fits the Patriot way, but they have a need for my receiver. I think Mac Jones would get Odell the football early and often, something that necessarily wasn't happening with Baker. I just think that's the way Mac Jones plays. I know people have a tendency to diss on the Patriot way. I don't know how Odell would fit into that, but if he's able to reconcile that and maybe give up himself at least for a year, I could see him working. Let's remember, guys, people who had, let's say, shady or different personalities, they found a way to make it work in New England. Number 3, the Green Bay Packers. I think they need another elite weapon right next to Devontae Adams. I think they're often Aaron Rodgers and Devontae or bust. I think they need another guy that can roll coverage to take advantage of those one-on-ones. Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I think he would do great things with Odell. New Orleans Saints, Odell's hometown, Louisiana, played at LSU. They need a wide receiver. Mike Thomas not coming back this year. I think would do wonders to have him. I don't know if they're a true Super Bowl contender, but they're a team that's going to make the playoffs and could make a mark. So I could see him going there. And number 1, the LA Rams. Von Miller was recruiting him on Instagram. You have Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. Then you put Odell into the mix. They have Van Jefferson. Matthew Stafford's playing at a top 5 level right now. Sean McVay, the offensive mind he is. We know Odell lives in LA. Like, Odell loves to be in LA. Odell's in LA more than he was in Cleveland. And he plays in Cleveland. That just tells you all you need to know. So I think that would make perfect sense. That is my number 1 team. We all know the Rams believe in going big. They got Von Miller. Times they've gotten guys like Marcus Peters to trade for. for. They got guys like Akeem Talib to trade for. They are always all in. Jalen Ramsey to trade for. So this will be the perfect move. They love the personalities. This is the team for Odell Beckham. And lastly, I'm going to give you guys my college football out. At number 8, I have Michigan and State. At number 6, Oklahoma. Number 5, Cincinnati. Number 4, Oregon. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 2, Alabama. And number 1, Georgia. And that's all we have for this edition of Outside the Shop. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.